The Maury's Automotive Group is here today with a couple of heavy hitters. Now on my left we have the all-new Cadillac CTS-V, and on my right we have the Mercedes-Benz E63. So what we're going to do is show you around the exterior, the inside, and then take you for a driving review. So now looking at the 2018 Cadillac CTS-V, we're actually going to start by looking under the hood. 640 horsepower and 630 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's almost 40 horses more than the Mercedes, and they're pretty similar whether you're doing a 0 to 60 time or just jumping off the line. Both of them are going to be close. Now they both make a great noise, and while I love both vehicles, I might just have to drive this one to decide which one to pick. We got it fired up here. We got a supercharged V8 that's making 640 horsepower, like we said, which is just insane. That is so crazy that you can daily drive this car. Oh, the seatbelt pulled me back. That's nice, knowing I'm safe. Not to mention how much safety technology is in here. But back to the point of daily driving a car with 640 horsepower, that's crazy to me. I mean, yeah, the technology's here and it's a perfectly acceptable car to drive every day. And then when you need to put your foot down, it's gonna be all business immediately. And it's got such a good feel in here. I love the piano black with the black exterior and the black wheels and these cooled seats. It's about 85 degrees here today in Minneapolis, and these feel so good, which is just, again, back to that daily driver. I mean, this is more or less a supercar that you can drive to work every day, which is crazy. The technology is good. The Q system has been updated if you maybe were in a previous Cadillac. This system is so much better than the old ones, and it's just easy to use. The user friendliness is just, I mean, you click a button and you're going, all your Bluetooth calling comes through. Everything is so straightforward now. That Cadillac's done such a great job with it. But are you buying this car for the technology, or are you buying this car to smack it down into track mode and just go? If it's me, I'm clicking it down. So let's go into track mode and you'll hear, oh, that supercharger whine. That is something I haven't driven in a while. Something with a big old supercharger on it. Oh, this thing is so cool. Yeah, nice throaty V8 with a supercharger. Does it get any more American than a Cadillac with a V8 and a supercharger? No. Oh yeah. Holy cow, you could get into so much trouble in this thing in such a hurry, and I think that is a great thing. So what do we've got? We've got a ton of horsepower, a ton of technology, the cooled seats, which are unbelievably comfortable. You've got the paddles behind the wheel. I mean, the sportiness is all here. This package all put together is exactly what you want out of this car. A ton of power, a ton of good looks, and it just does everything right. I have no complaints about this car. Even that gear shift is great. Just the selector alone, and then you've got the manual button on top, and again, the track mode you can select. Sport mode, it just gets you a little more sound, a little more fun, but holy cow, what a car. So now this is the 2018 E63 Mercedes-Benz. Now this one is about as loaded up as they come with all the different packages, but the real important part of this car is what's under the hood. That's 603 horsepower and 627 foot-pounds of torque. 603 horsepower is insane, and this is the 4MATIC, so it is the four-wheel drive system, and it is crazy. It is such a beast. Just the sound this thing makes is, I mean, worth the price of admission. While now this one, bringing up the price, is significantly more than the Cadillac. But the question is, are you getting more car? I think we gotta get behind the wheel and find out. Let's go for a little cruise around. So immediately the difference, it's got the big fat AMG steering wheel, which I absolutely love, with the paddles just like the CTS-V. But I mean, this car is so much different inside. This carbon fiber package in here, of course the auto start stop, so you can hear me very well. But the carbon fiber in this car is so pretty in here. It is absolutely breathtaking. A few other things I really like. The speaker, when I turn the stereo on and off, it spins the little tweeters up there in and out. How cool is that? That is very neat. But again, back to the drive, so I've got my cooled seat going, I've got the comfort of the steering wheel. The infotainment from Mercedes has always not been my favorite, but I haven't, to be fair, spent a lot of time with one. But, you know, it takes a little getting used to, and I'm sure like anything else, once you get it figured out, it's fine. I've driven some of the DB11s that have the very similar, I guess, infotainment Mercedes-Benz setup, which once you get a hang of it, I'm sure it's fine. But I don't love it, and that's my one gripe about this car. A gripe I don't have is we'll go from individual down to Sport Plus, and maybe you can hear that. Yeah, that's that German grunt from that just 603 horsepower engine. That's so crazy to me. And it just gurgles and pops on the over revs, on the downshift. Ooh, that is so good. Both these cars sound so incredible. That's what I love about this technology. Nothing sounds like a 70s muscle car except for these new cars now, which they've just made sound so good. The over rev, the popping and gurgling, I mean, it's so aggressive. And to have 600 horsepower on tap, if I put my foot down right now, I'm spinning. The wheels are just gonna spin until I lift. And there is a sort of a drift mode in this car, which is gonna just let you go as crazy as you want to. But I mean, as a daily driver, similar to the CTS-V, I mean, you could get in this car, drive to work every day, I mean, be happy, comfortable, cooled seats going, all the bells and whistles you can ask for, and then go to the racetrack on a Friday afternoon. That's wild. And that's the best part of both of these cars. Is there a right choice between the two? Sure, this car's about 40 grand more, but you know, you're down on horsepower, the looks, that's subjective, which one you like more. I personally think the CTS-V is a little more aggressive looking, just with the all black and the bodywork on that car. But there's nothing wrong with this car, don't get me wrong. Everything about this car is something I just could easily get used to. So what else? About every package you could put on an E63S, all the horsepower that you could basically want. And I mean, it sounds so good and it just looks great. Again, the infotainment isn't my favorite, but I think I could get past that once you start driving. It's just all business. So you certainly owe it to yourself to get out, drive the CTS-V and see which one works for you. But I honestly don't think there's a bad choice between the two of them. So this weekend is your chance to get behind the wheel of both the CTS-V and the E63S at Maury's Cadillac. So for more information and to schedule your test drive, make sure to call, click, or stop by today.